Hey guys, my name is Rob Robillard. I'm a carpenter and contractor, and I run a business here in Concord, Massachusetts. I also own and run the website called concordcarpenter.com, and I participate on a website called toolboxbuzz.com. At Toolbox Buzz, we review and test tools, and there's about 8 or 10 of us, and those guys are your instructors this weekend coming up for your tool safety and building method training. Collectively, we have over 200 years of experience on the job site in the field. So you might be asking yourself, how do we get involved? What's the story behind the story? Well, as a remodeling contractor, I used to look for yearly charity projects to get involved in. And one year I was working on this wheelchair ramp with Phil Benavides. He was an employee of mine at the time. He's also a Pi Kappa Phi alum. And we were doing this wheelchair ramp with a snow melting system to melt snow. And Phil was telling me that he had participated in the Pi Kappa Phi Journey of Hope bike ride, and was always curious about the Build America program, but didn't really know much about it. But he did explain to me that it was a 6-week program where you guys repair camps, you fix things, you build projects like decks and docks and trails and cabins and barns, all while helping people with disabilities that attend these camps. So while explaining this to me, Phil explained that Build America, actually you have to raise money to get on the team, and then you donate that money to the camps. So you donate a bunch of money, you put in about 4,000 man hours over the 6-week that you travel, and you save $30,000 in materials and $50,000 in labor to these camps. So then Phil says, do you want to get involved in a larger charity? Do something longer term, more yearly investment, something larger than yourself. So he's a really good salesman. So I said, all right, I'll look into it. So I did. I went to the Ability Experience website. I looked at the Build America page, which was horrible. You had no real training. You had no tools to speak of. The ones you had were horrible. And the kicker, Build America sees less enrollment, less investment, and way less excitement compared to the Ability Experience bike ride. I can't figure that one out, but needless to say, well, put it this way, I know it's not politically correct to say this, but it seemed to me that Build America was the red-headed stepchild of the Ability Experience. So look, anyone can ride a bike or write a check. That's the easy part. With Build America, you guys are actually showing up big time. And when I saw that, when I saw all the stuff that you guys do, I was hooked. And when I shared it with the other 10 guys, they were hooked. Plus, fellas, no spandex. It doesn't look good on us guys anyway. So that's how it started. But to do this right, we needed help. We needed a plan. So there's no way that we could have done this alone. So I reached out to Milwaukee Power Tools. We partner with them when we do stuff on our website. And they donated like up to $20,000 worth of tool donations, and they continue to do that yearly. Volunteers. Hundreds of man hours went into preparing an 80-page lesson plan for the whole weekend for you guys at our training barn. Concord Lumber, our local lumber yard, they donate anywhere between $2,000 and $4,000 of materials yearly. They give us a bunch of other stuff. They give us volunteers. They feed you guys. They give us chairs, tables. And then there's the client who graciously allows us to take over her barn for several weeks prior to Build America to build all the stuff we're doing and then let us use it for the weekend. And lastly, there's a local architect who draws up the plans from the camps and stuff like that. So that's how Build America training came to be. When I tell people about Build America training, they all say, wow, that's great, and man, what a ton of time. Is it worth the effort? So my reason or my response is the same every single time to them. Our reasons, yours, mine, my team's, are different. We're all different, and it reminds me of a story. Once upon a time, there was an old man, and he used to walk the ocean, and he liked to write when he went to the ocean. He had a habit of going to the beach, and he did this every single morning before he, started writing. So early one morning, he's walking along the shore after a huge storm had passed. And as he's walking along the beach, he sees the beach is just littered with starfish. All over, as far as he could see the starfish. And it's stretching in both directions. So he's walking along, and he looks in the distance, and off in the distance, the old man notices this small boy, and he's kind of walking towards him slowly. And as he's closing that distance, he sees every once in a while, as the boy walked, he pauses, he picks something up, and then he occasionally bends down and throws something into the ocean, an object. Can't figure out what he's throwing into the ocean. So the boy comes closer still, and the old man calls out to him and says, "Good morning. Can I ask you, what are you doing?" And So the young boy pauses and he kind of looks up at the old man and he replies, "I'm throwing starfish into the ocean." So the boy says, "The tide has washed all of these starfish up on the beach and they can't get back by themselves. And when the sun gets high in the sky, they're going to die unless I throw them back in the water." So the old man, just kind of puzzled, he looks at him and says, "But there must be tens of thousands of starfish on this beach. I'm afraid that you're not going to be able to make much of a difference." So the boy bends down, he picks up another starfish, he winds up and he throws it as far as he could into the ocean. Then he turns and smiles and says, "It made a difference to that one." So, moral of the story here, guys, each of us carries within us the capacity to change the world. Small ways. And we can do it for the better or for the worse. It's whatever path we choose. So you chose to volunteer your entire summer to help people with disabilities. We chose to help you do it safely and effectively. The structure that you will build and the camps and the docks, they're going to last 20, 30 years or more. Together, we're going to make a difference by helping hundreds, probably thousands of people with disabilities who use those structures every year after year after year. So why is the Toolbox Buzz crew here today? We believe that people don't rise to expectations. They fall to their training, their level of training. So we designed a 2-day, 20-hour training for you guys. And it's simple. We have 4 goals for you. It's easy. We're going to teach you about tool use and safety. That's number 1. We're going to expose you to some building practices and kind of explain and show you how to put some of the projects you're going to see together. That's going to give you the confidence to use the tools and to get a job done well and right. And 4, we want to give you a comfort level so that you enjoy your experience and you can make a difference to these folks. So our teaching method's super simple, stupid. We're going to explain it, demo it, you're going to do it. We're going to give you time on the tools to get you comfortable, lots of reps. We've studied the projects that you'll be doing. We know what you're going to encounter at the camps, and we've adapted our lesson plans to them. So our expectations of you, no whining or complaining. Check it at the door. It's a long day, lots of work, and very little breaks. No shortcuts. We won't tolerate shortcuts because that's how people get hurt. I want you to keep an open mind. We're going to show you things that maybe you've learned differently. We expect you to, and they also want you to understand 3 core qualities of leadership character. That's integrity, respect, and responsibility. Where's he going with this one? Well, here's where I'm going with that. Integrity. Integrity means doing something right when no one is watching. And that's what we want you to do when you're at these camps. We want you to build it and do it right. It's a personality trait that we admire. Respect. Respect your crew leaders, respect your instructors, respect one another, respect the tools, the campers, and the property that you're working on. Responsibility. You have a responsibility to do a great job these 6 weeks coming up. You have a responsibility to own your mistakes, to take responsibility for your actions. And lastly, my advice to you, I want you to remember this. If you find yourself in a hole, you need to stop digging. And what do I mean by that? I love sayings. What do I mean by that saying? What I mean by that is over the next 6 weeks, things will go wrong. Plan on it so you're not disappointed. Plan on it now. Things will go wrong. I don't know, maybe you're waiting for lumber to be delivered. Maybe the weather impacts what you're doing. Maybe a tool breaks. Maybe you're not really sure how to do something. You need to improvise, adapt, and figure it out. You need to keep the project moving. And when working on your projects, you need to step up and get things done. You know, if you've got time to lean, you've got time to clean, I always say. Don't watch someone else work. Get involved. Do something. Be part of the team. Most importantly, communicate. The first thing to break down in any team is communication. You have to talk to each other. And you need to work as a team. Round peg, round hole. What do I mean by that? You got someone who's a whiz on the tape measure? Well, guess what? He's your layout guy. Someone who can use the table saw like nobody's business? He's your cut man. Lastly, I want you to be respectful and think. Think means plan ahead. What's your next steps? What you might need to do later today, what you need to do tomorrow, and plan for that. Guys, look, overall, I just want you looking for and solving problems. And if you come at it with this kind of an attitude, you're gonna have a great summer. So gentlemen, our model for this year's training is if you believe in something or if you believe something is worth doing, do it well. When you guys show up at the bar on Friday morning, I expect you to want to learn, work hard, practice what we've learned, and I want you to bring your A game. I'll see you soon. Take care.